Hey, no beer, drink better here in Monroe. We got one here from Lazy Magnolia, their Reb Ale. It's what they define as a deep South Pale Ale. Now, Lazy Magnolia makes other good beer like Southern Pecan, New Orleans Gold, Jefferson Stout, a lot of other good beers that we don't have available here yet. Also, we do have the Pecan Ale. But this is one of the ones they have. They also have an Indian Summer. The Reb Ale is one that I was tempted to try because it's a pale ale, so I wanted to give it a fair chance. Pale ale is one of the most popular brews for microbrews and small craft brewers. Usually one of the ones they jump in and start on or whatever. This I'm just going to read from the label real fast because it's good information. Reb Ale's dry hop aroma is reminiscent of a walk through southern pine forest on a warm summer day. It just gives you a good feeling. The crisp malt character is balanced with a spicy aroma of hops to provide a smooth, refreshing finish. We rebelled against style guidelines printed in textbooks and created our own new style, Deep South Pale Ale. It's a great choice for rebels of all kinds. Now the Rebel Ale is what they kind of a signature brew for Ole Miss. I'm going to pour it here into a regular pub glass, which is usually what a pale ale is served in. It's got a pretty decent color. It's a little lighter on the pale ale side than you'll find most. Now they're talking about walking through a pine forest. That's definitely true, but you're not going to taste that, or you're not going to smell that as much as you are going to taste the pine forest. You can really smell kind of maybe an orange farm, but the taste is a pine forest. Very, very bitter. The first taste on the front of your palate is very pleasing, very similar to most pale ales, but the aftertaste, which I guess they decided to define their own, they said they decided to write out traditional guidelines, comes off badly. This is not a beer that I recommend to drink by itself unless you are accustomed to hoppy beers. This is a beer, though, since it is hoppy, that would go well with food, particularly cheese. I have some Moody blue cheese and some crackers I'm going to try in just a second. But when they decided to throw out the guidelines and name it Pale Ale, that's kind of unorthodox because there's people who write books on Pale Ale, many pages of books, histories and everything like that. So if you want to just throw the guidelines out and name something Pale Ale, you really can't call it Pale Ale. And this is not a Pale Ale. I'd like to know the malt bill and the makeup, the IBUs and stuff, because it really comes across as an IPA, a very hoppy beer. Now it could be that their malt is not balanced well with their hops, giving it that astringent, hoppy taste that's often unpleasant at some times. But I'm going to give it a fair chance and try it with some blue cheese. Blue cheese is a very strong, pungent cheese. And when pairing beer and food, you always want to go similar taste to similar taste. You want to marry two flavors to create a new flavor. So I've already drank the beer. I'm going to taste the cheese now. I can still taste the melding of the two flavors of the blue cheese and the leftover hop taste in my mouth, and it goes good. But now I'm going to, and this is going to seem kind of funny, but I'm going to drink a little sip and then take a bite of the blue cheese. It makes that blue cheese is very pungent, very metallic tasting. Tastes more like a cheddar. It makes a whole new taste to the cheese. Now, I'm going to taste the cheese and then take a sip, because that's probably how you should do it. It's kind of hard to take a bite with the liquid in my mouth without spilling it or choking on myself. That strong, pungent taste of the cheese totally takes the bitterness away from the beer and creates a whole new flavor that is pleasing. I don't know that I'd walk through a pine forest carrying blue cheese and a beer, so I'm not sure how that tagline is going to play in. But it's a good beer to pair with food. Challenge some friends, get together, bring some cheese over, pair it with some wine that you're used to having cheese with. This is a good beer, a good hoppy beer to take and pair cheese with and other strong flavors. But to sit down by itself and drink, I wouldn't say it's refreshing. It's a very hard beer to enjoy unless you're accustomed to very hoppy beers like I said before. And don't get me wrong, Lazy Magnolia makes some great beer. Their Southern Pecan Ale is loved in Monroe. It's drank. We'd love to get some Southern Gentlemen up here, which is pecan ale aged in bourbon barrels. Their Jefferson Stout, some really good stout made with sweet potatoes. But this Reb Pale Ale, Deep South Pale Ale, kind of misses the mark. I don't think they should call it a Pale Ale. I think they should redefine it and not mislead people and give them a off taste of the product. But when paired with this cheese, I really enjoy it. But outside of the cheese and outside of the blue cheese, it's not really enjoyable. So drink better, no beer, drink better, and have a good time. We have cheese and beer and football. Good day.